buds. Grilling up some burgers and brats. Maybe a little Italian sausage. Getting set for Cubs spring training baseball.
Listen to the sizzle.
And it looks like we're close to yet another sellout on a gorgeous day, 72 degrees. Wind looks like it's blowing out. And we have hit what they call the Dreamers Month, March. It used to be the regular season would start in April, but March 26th will be opening day in Milwaukee here in 2020. Stories so far this spring: through 8 games, the Cubs scored almost 9 runs per contest over their first 5, but they have plated just 5 runs total in their last 3 all losses. We mentioned Almora in the open, off to a great start. He's in the lineup again today. Yu Darvish gave up a home run on the very first pitch, but then really settled in. Stuff-wise, it was pretty impressive. And Ian Miller, who is batting 9th today, leads all of baseball with 5 stolen bases so far. The former Mariner now in Cubs camp. David Ross battled the flu, missed the first 3 games, but feeling a lot better this week.
Yeah, Rossi took a lot of heat from the boys for being out of action for the opener. And he's probably taking some grief too, because they haven't been winning since he's been back. But the bottom line is, for the most part, everybody's getting their work in. Injuries have not been much of a problem. A couple of nagging things. Brandon Morrow's dealing with a calf strain. They're kind of slow playing some of the other relief pitchers in camp, taking their time with Craig Kimbrell. And you have the, obviously, for a relief pitcher, you just need to get ready to pitch an inning at a time. So getting a lot of work in here in Arizona is not that important, and that gives them an opportunity. And that's really the other big storyline this spring, is to take a look at a lot of the different bullpen options.
Scott Servais and the Seattle Mariners are here, and let's check out the M's lineup, brought to you by First Midwest Bank, helping you build business momentum. Jake Fraley will lead it off in right. J.P. Crawford, their shortstop, will bat second. Kyle Lewis, pretty intriguing guy, got his big league career off to a big start last year. Daniel Vogelbach, the former Cub farmhand, was an all-star in 2019. Nola is the catcher. Marmolejos will play left and bat 6th. It's Patrick Wisdom 7th. Malik Smith led the big leagues in stolen bases last year, and Donnie Walton will play 2nd and hit 9th.
Starting pitcher for the Cubs, brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you, and it's the big fella, John Lester, who comes after you with this pitch mix. Fastball about 38% of the time. Cutter's always been a big weapon for him. Curveball and fading changeup. Defensively, the Cubs brought to you by your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. The Speedy Miller gets left. Almora center. Hayward right. Bryant, Baez, Kipnis, Rizzo around the horn. Wilson Contreras is behind the plate.
Alfonso Marquez will call balls and strikes. Recently named a crew chief for 2020, and he will be the first Major League crew chief born in Mexico. He says play ball, lefty-lefty matchup, and low for ball 1 to get us started. Jerry Davis, Scott Barry, and Jordan Baker round out the umpires. That is on the outside corner to Fraley.
Second start this spring for John. First time out, got hit around a little bit in an inning +3.
Inside that time. We had a shot in the dugout earlier. John Lackey's in uniform, hanging out and watching some of the Cubs pitchers. And I'm sure a lot of good one-liners too. Fouled back. Two balls and 2 strikes. What a day.
Mm-hmm.
We got front hips. I'm taking the front hip right here.
Well, I think the plan will be 3 innings for John here today.
Jam shot, bouncer back to Lester. He'll underhand to Rizzo for the out.
You're looking at a 3-time World Series champion, a 5-time All-Star. 3 times he's finished in the top 5 in Cy Young balloting. He finished second in 2016 to Max Scherzer. That's the year Kyle Hendricks went #1 in ERA and John was #2. That was a leap year like this year, and the Cubs won the World Series that year, you may recall.
That's right. J.P. Crawford, the shortstop. First round pick of the Phillies back in 2013, cousin of former big league outfielder Carl Crawford.
Well, the best time to make an adjustment is immediately after. So he tried to spin that first curveball up there, left it up, came right back, made the adjustment, and found the zone.
Awkward swing that time.
Yeah, that's what that slow curve does for him. Speeds up that heater. Hitter has to respect that off-speed pitch. Now your 89-90 plays like 92-93.
Looking ahead, the Cubs will have their first split squad day tomorrow. They'll host Joe Madden and the Angels in the afternoon and also take on the Oakland A's at night. That one shot past Kipnis and into right center. Crawford's aboard with a 1-out single. And coming up today, we have Cubs bench coach Andy Green mic'd up.
Back pocket okay with you? Comfort level?
Thanks to all the coaches and players who let us listen in on some of their conversations during the game. Now Lewis, he's the DH. Last year he hit a major league record 6 home runs in his first 10 major league games. He had not put up big power numbers in the minors prior to that debut.
Yeah, those 6 home runs at the big league level came in 75 plate appearances. He hit 11 at AAA.
Long pause by John in the pitch. It's high. And it's 1-1. Lewis had a decorated college career at Mercer University. Golden Spikes Award winner and the Baseball America College Player of the Year 2016 and ended up a top 11 pick. Inside for a ball. Man on, 1 out, just underway. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw should easily get him. It does. Well, Lester got rid of it quickly, and Contreras as well. And they get Crawford. 2 outs.
JP runs pretty well, but he does not have Carl Crawford's speed, and I don't think it would have mattered if that was Ricky Henderson. Good fastball to work with, quick release. And Contreras able to steam that throw down there on the money.
Kick and a 2-2, fastball outside. 92 miles an hour from John Lester. Rocks and fires. He got him on a high cutter for his first strikeout. The Mariners do not score. We'll see Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez to start the Cubs first. Here's Kendall Graveman. Veteran right-hander on the comeback trail after Tommy John surgery, and inside on Chris Bryant. What's the, if a tree falls in the woods and no one hears it? If you are a Cub but don't pitch for the Cubs, were you a Cub? I would say yes. Spent last year rehabbing after Tommy John surgery. Crawford, the shortstop, will get Bryant.
Well, he is our starting pitcher, brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Kendall Graveman, 29-year-old right-hander. Major League career, he's made 78 starts, 23 and 29 with a 4.38 ERA. As Len mentioned, coming back from elbow surgery, missed most of 18, all of 19. So 1-year deal with the Mariners. I want you to try to reestablish his value at this level. Typically gets a lot of ground balls. Good sinker.
Ball one on Rizzo. When he was healthy, he was an opening day starter with Oakland. And if he is good to go health wise, he will be a part of this Mariners rotation. High for a ball, and it's 2-1.
Usually drafted and signed with Toronto, debuted with them in 2014, really 2016, the only year he spent a full season in a major league rotation. 31 starts that year, 10 and 11 for the A's.
Cut and a miss, and it's 2-2. Baez on deck. Graveman works from the first base side of the pitching rubber and steps off.
Austin Nola going around the horn there with his signs, trying to find something that Graveman would buy into.
Ground ball into the shift. Walton, the second baseman, goes 4-3.
How about the Mariners defensively? It's brought to you by Miller Lite. The M's feature Marmolejos in left, Alex Smith, the speedster, in center. Jake Fraley, he runs very well too. He's in right. Wisdom, Crawford, Walton, Vogelback, the former Cub farmhand, third to first, and Nola is doing the catching.
Low to Javier Baez.
Should be RBI opportunities aplenty for Baez with Bryant and Rizzo ahead of him. Leave your feet. Oh, man. Oh, keep your pants on. Oh, everything's falling apart on this guy. There's the glasses. Yeah, good hustle. Good hustle. That little radio was popping out of the pocket.
Here comes the 1-1. Now it's 1-2.
Somebody did something wonderful.
Another one out of play off to the right.
Javi's having a nice spring, batting .500. He's seeing a lot of pitches, taking a couple of walks.
He wasn't quite ready. If he reaches, Jason Hayward will get a first inning shot. Bare arms and bare feet here in Arizona. Great crowd.
Well, big crowd. It's kind of early to judge their character.
That's right. I was not speaking of quality necessarily, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
They seem like nice folks, don't they?
Line drive, base hit. Baez has worked some deep counts here in the Springs, taken some walks, and that solid single keeps the inning alive.
Yeah, 5 out of 9 now with a home run and 3 free passes. He's only punched out the one time. Good battle here. Lengthy at bat. Saw a lot of pitches. Got a little mid-thigh heater out there away from him. And good solid contact.
Okay.
That's a strike on Jason. Joined the Cubs on an 8-year deal. This is season number 5. Now 30 years old. He'll turn 31 in August. Seems like just yesterday he was starting his big league career as a 20-year-old Atlanta Brave.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable to have 10 years of major league service and you're only 30 years old. He's fully vested.
Yep, exactly 10 years. Although with his contract he really doesn't need that hefty pension, but why not?
No.
Take it if you can get it.
It's just kind of it's always been kind of a magic number because
Yes.
10 years is as good as 20 in terms of the pension. Yeah, he'll probably be okay financially. Comes to play every day. He's a low maintenance guy. Just let him do his thing. You know, obviously you hope to get more out of Jason offensively than he's given you since joining the Cubs. But you know the effort every day is there.
Great defender in right. He can play center, but David Ross has indicated he'd like to keep him for the most part at his best position. The pitch.
No, good time to send him.
Full count.
I would go ahead. Skipper, I would do it. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think I would do it right. He didn't have to.
Baez takes off on a 3-2. He walked him.
The other thing you talk about Hayward and his defensive play, and the fact that he did play a good amount of center field last year probably cost him a chance for another Gold Glove. He has won 5 of those in his career. He's a great base runner too, and the mental part of it. Just anecdotally, trying to spin back through my feeble mind. Rare is the occasion you go, oh, he threw that one to the wrong base, or he made a bad decision on the base paths.
Totally right. Yep. Contreras takes a buzzer for a strike. 94 from Graveman.
Graveman, he's got good stuff, but he's been more of a pitch to contact type of high ground ball rate with that sinker.
Baez on his way to third. Great read. It will end up being a wild pitch, but Well, sometimes the runners should get a little credit. Right? You see wild pitch and it feels like it goes on the pitcher and the catcher.
Well, it's all set up by the secondary lead, you know, and then you read the pitch, you see how big his secondary is, so he's in a great position to react to that ball in the dirt.
And Hayward did not get second, but he's got to make sure Baez is running, and he did not want to get caught with 2 outs. Inside, and that'll back him away.
Keep that shit coming.
Couple of ground outs, a single, a walk, a wild pitch, and a 2-1 tally here on Contreras.
Ouch.
This time he gets hit to load the bases.
Clearly his game plan was to throw that 2-seamer in on the hands of Contreras. To that end, he was successful, but that one got away from him.
Pete Woodworth, the Mariners pitching coach, will head to the mound.
Renewing old acquaintances down there at first base with Vogelbach.
So Jason Kipnis will bat with the bases loaded.
I think Vogelbach could get a little work with the Seahawks in the offseason. You know, backup pulling guard or something.
Yeah. Here we go. Kipnis takes low. All this happening with 2 outs. Pitcher strike.
Ooh. Yeah, I think for a left-handed hitter against Graveman, your focus is going to be left center because so many things are going to move away from you. Either the 2-seam fastball or the changeup. Kind of the shape, the look is the same. 6 or 7 miles an hour difference in terms of the velocity. Until you get to 2 strikes, you're probably looking middle away, and then at that point, once you get to 2 strikes, you kind of cover everything if possible.
Swing and a miss to end the inning, and the Cubs leave the bases loaded. Bring the dog to the ballpark, kind of just lounge on the berm. Here's Vogelbach, the ex-Cub minor leaguer, blocked at the big league level by Anthony Rizzo, so the Cubs traded him a few years ago, and he was an all-star with Seattle last season.
He doesn't hit for average, just batted a .208 with 30 home runs and a lot of walks.
The pitch, swing and a miss.
Done more DHing than first base, but he's not alone in that low batting average thing. That's a theme with their club. See the breakdown on John Lester. Got off to a great start. Had his struggles towards the end of the year.
Punches that one in the air out toward Ian Miller, who grabs it. One retired now. Austin Nola, the catcher. Older brother of Aaron.
It's kind of convenient when you're growing up. You've got a pitcher and a catcher in the family. Austin is 30 years old.
Curveball is wide. 1-0. Final year of a 6-year contract. John signed prior to 2015. That's when everything turned around with this team.
There is a club option. An option that would automatically vest if John were to, was it 200 innings, the threshold, I believe?
Yes, or 400 combined last year, this year. Yep. So, yeah, over 200 and it would vest. 2 down. Almora in center. Now Jose Marmolejos playing left. Based on recent trends, 200 innings, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, he hit 202 and 2/3 in 2016. He's been 180, 170 here the last 3 years, making essentially the same amount of starts. Inside for a ball. 1-1 the count. Got a lot of lefties in their lineup today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left-handed bats for the Mariners, which you typically wouldn't see if this were a regular season matchup against Lester. Scott Servais, former Cub.
Yeah, right.
In his 5th season managing the Mariners.
Yeah, look what John's doing with that curveball here today. He's showing it at different speeds. He really took a lot off that one.
66.
Yeah, we talked about this in his first time out. I think that's going to be a very important pitch for him.
Ooh, he got him. Put a little extra something on that one. It's 73. Albert Almora Jr. off to a sizzling start. Will lead it off in the bottom of the 2nd in a scoreless tie. For his first walks.
Yeah, and you know, you can get overly excited about spring training performance, but certainly when you've got a guy like Albert Almora who's had success at the big league level and coming off a really difficult year last year, I'm sure in his mind it was important for him to get off to a good start, just to have a little base that he can build on.
Hey, boy.
And David Ross has to be loving it. Competition between Almora and Happ as they battle for playing time in center field.
Good up, dog.
1-1 on him.
Albert likes to swing early, doesn't take many walks.
Just off the plate. 2-1.
Patience there. A chase pitch would have none of it. The thing that really set him back second half of last year, his strikeout rate went way up. He's always been a pretty good contact guy, but he punched out a lot in the second half last year. Just, you know, you start to struggle, things start to go downhill just becomes a mental thing, and start to overswing and start to swing and miss, start to chase more than you normally would.
Nowhere to go here. 3-2. One hop to the shortstop, Crawford. So that's an out, but well struck by Almora.
That's just a good plate appearance, really. Force them into the zone, put a good swing on it. You see the breakdown on the Cubs. Well, they were scorching early. First 5 games, just about 9 runs per. Better than 11 hits per game. Last 3, not so much.
Got to learn that track on base. That's pretty cool. Descalso, the DH. Foul to first.
That would be cool if like you were to play us to break someday. You know, folks hear the music and then we get a shot up here in the booth and it's you with your guitar.
Nothing. Each team with a base hit. Graveman back to work. 2-1. That will get out of play. A stand-up guy, Daniel Descalso. Had a very rough season last year. Hit 173 in 82 games, but never pouted, never made an excuse. Foul tip, strike 3, 2 down. And it'll be up to Ian Miller. Cubs rallied with 2 outs in the first, loaded the bases before Graveman escaped. Ian recently turned 28. Native of Philadelphia. Played briefly for the Twins last year. In the dirt, and they'll get a new baseball.
In a lifetime 274 hitter at the minor league level, 340 on base, a whole lot of slugging, 243 career stolen bases. Stole 35 bags at the minor league level last year, a career high 49 at Double-A in 2016.
Fouled in and out of the glove of Nola.
He played his college ball at Wagner College, Staten Island, New York.
Called strike 3 as he paints the outside edge. Graveman has his 3rd strikeout, and we have seen no runs so far through 2 from Sloan Park. Lester back to work, inning number 3. results wise so far, much better than his first outing as he faces Patrick Wisdom. Rocket foul to left.
Looks to me that there's a little more life on the fastball for John here today. Seeing that curveball a little bit more. Dealing with a fairly tight strike zone in that last start.
Swing and a miss. Wisdom, a former Cardinal and Ranger.
A lot of swing and miss in his game. Very high strikeout rate. Doesn't have a lot of big league experience. He has power. Hit 31 home runs at the AAA level last year for the Rangers. That backdoor cutter. Alfonso Marquez wouldn't buy it.
Marquez said it was up. I'm not sure. Looked like it could have been a strike. And he got him that time on a cutter, swinging for his third.
It's always been a go-to pitch. Hard cutter moving in on the hands of the right-handed hitter. They try to pull the hands in to get the barrel there, and very difficult thing for a hitter to do, especially when they talk about Jon Lester, they talk about tunneling. It's very difficult for the hitters to see the difference between his cutter and his two-seamer.
Mallex Smith is aboard, and I believe he'll try to steal a bag here. Led the majors last year with 46.
And the year before, Whit Merrifield led Major League Baseball with 45 stolen bases. That was the lowest single season stolen base total to lead the major league since 1963.
Yeah, there was a period back then where the stolen base numbers went way down, and kind of back to those levels. Huge lead by Smith.
Yeah.
There he goes. And he is out at second. Contreras is 2 for 2. Thing is, you know, John, that little hesitation stare. Smith was a little flat-footed, even though he had that big lead.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. Players are comfortable getting that big lead, but they just don't. They don't trust themselves to get the good jump. Smith stole 46 last year, but he was caught 9 times. You got the quick tag of Baez on the other end.
Yeah, they really turned that into an advantage.
It was interesting because the tag was applied to the helmet that had become dislodged. But I think he did follow through and ultimately get him on the head as well.
No replay review in spring training, so that original call will always stand.
Guys take that big lead against John, and they're not comfortable out there. It's a foreign feel to be that far off first base, so they tend to get a little tentative with the jump. And he's quick to home plate.
Since 2017, that's covering the last 3 years. I believe only 2 pickoff throws first. So he's averaging about 2/3 of a throw per year.
Yeah,
but that's enough.
Yeah, well, and the caught stealing rate with him on the mound is really good.
Donnie Walton on a 3-2. Got him looking. That's probably the last pitch for Jon Lester today. Really sharp. 4 strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits, and 2 caught. Cubs trying to get on the board first. as they bat here in the last of the third. Top of the order, Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez. And the new pitcher is 5'11" righty Sam Delaplane.
He's not pitched above Double-A. So it's a little unnerving. And a young right-hander having to deal with the likes of Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez here.
This will be his third spring appearance.
"25 games at Double-A last year, all out of the bullpen. Combined, he had 46 appearances in Class A and Double-A and posted very good numbers.
He's ahead of Bryant, 0-2.
At Double-A, he had a 0.49 ERA. 37 innings, he struck out 58 batters. He's got some funk or something going, man. The year before, in Class A, 59 2/3 innings, 100 strikeouts.
Fly ball well hit to left. On the move, Marmolejos, and he makes the catch. A sliding, diving grab on the warning track to rob Bryant of at least a double. It's a nice play out there.
Yeah, sure is. Tough sky again here this afternoon. Very bright overhead. Bryant gets the hands pulled in. Hits it very well to left. Marmolejos was deep to begin with, but one peek to find the fence, then found the baseball. Well done.
That'll bring up Rizzo, and he looks at a pitch outside. Two scoreless innings for Kendall Graveman. Worked out of a bases loaded situation in the first, 1-2-3 in the second. Three and 0.
He's got the green light.
Didn't like that pitch. Ball 4. This memorable moment is brought to you by Prevagen, the #1 pharmacist recommended memory support brand. We take you back to May 6th of last year. Anthony Rizzo with his 200th major league home run. Baez singled his first time up. There's it out. A swinging strike. He's on the list. Currently ranks 8th on the all-time Cubs homer list.
Well, if he'll has a typical Rizzo year, he'll leap up a couple of spots on that list.
It's 145 years of Cubs history. Just 144 through last year.
Perhaps you're wondering where Anthony ranks among active players on the home run list.
Yeah, I would be curious to know.
Tie 30th.
Pujols 1.
Pujols 1, Cabrera 2, Encarnacion 3, Nelson Cruz 4, Ryan Braun 5.
Backed up on Delaplane. It's ball 4, and Javi walks
Another
again.
Javi walk.
Fourth time he's walked already. Hayward drew a free pass in the first. 2 on, 1 out, third inning. Hoping to chat in game with Tommy Hotovy a little later. We mentioned Andy Green mic'd up for us. And Jason will stop by and chat after he's done today too. 2-0. Missed again. .30 take. It's a strike.
That's one thing to be aggressive with that 3-0 pitch, but once you know the hitter's going to turn loose on 3-1, will you be as aggressive? He was. Beat him. No challenge fastball on 3-1. Jason just a little bit behind it.
Rizzo second, Baez first. They're not running. That's ball 4. Bases loaded. 3 straight walks.
Second free pass taken by Hayward here this afternoon sets the table for Contreras. Visit from the pitching coach.
Pete Woodworth.
Likely going to be a long year up in Seattle. They won 68 ball games last year, 68 and 94, finished 39 games off the pace.
And that was after a 13-2 start. Yeah, the only current franchise to not appear in a World Series. Longest active postseason drought in the 4 major sports. 2001 was the last time they were in under Lou Piniella. Contreras hit by a pitch in the first inning. Bases loaded, 1 away here in the third.
So in the regular season here, this is when you'd say for a hitter, heading up to, hey, be aggressive, look for something to drive. Just because he's walked a couple in front of you doesn't mean you're going to get passive here. Might throw you an old cookie and you want to be ready for it.
Swing and a miss. Delaplane in a bind. He created it by walking the bases loaded. That's strike 2 on another off speed.
Good work. Make it happen. Up 4-0.
The pitch, swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout for Delaplane. 2 down. Stayed away from his fastball.
Yeah, he sure did.
Changeup.
Yeah, it's, I don't know what exactly, what kind of a changeup, if it's a palm ball splitter of some sort, but I was talking about his strikeout numbers as a minor leaguer earlier, and that's got to be the key, because his fastball's 92-ish. It's not like he's lighting up the radar gun, but to generate those kinds of strikeout numbers, there has to be something funky going on, and the action on that off-speed pitch is pretty impressive. Another one.
It's a swing. It's a strike. Scott Barry made the call at third.
Yeah, I think Scott got it right. Jason Kipnis was up there with the bases loaded in the first. And Graveman was able to strike him out.
Kipnis struck out with the bases loaded to end the opening inning. A little shot at redemption. 2-1.
Shades of Mickey Tettleton.
Yeah.
Lays that bat back.
Now 2-2.
Yeah, I think a veteran hitter would rather face a major leaguer with a couple of Cy Youngs on his resume than deal with a guy like Delaplane that they don't know, haven't seen before.
That will be caught by the second baseman Walton, who is already out there in the shift. So the Mariners escape again. Cubs have stranded 6 through 3. Still 0-0.
You're gonna be okay. Oh, good hands, Greeny. Infield coach.
You can't be good around the lip.
That's an excuse.
Good stuff from Andy Green. Kyle Ryan now working. And a strike on Jake Fraley.
Well, Ryan's got a tough act to follow. John Lester was really good here this afternoon. Kyle Ryan was really good last year. Out of that Cub bullpen.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
73 times he went out there. 4-2 with a 3.54 ERA. 61 innings. He walked 29. Struck out just about a batter per inning. A lot of balls on the ground with that sinker.
Two hits for the Mariners. Cubs have one, but a lot of traffic because of walks and a hit batter. Ryan from the stretch. And lifted into shallow left field. Ian Miller will capture it. One away.
Get ready for the Suite Life. Located on the newly expanded and completely renovated Ideal Suite level, Wrigley Field now offers modern and luxurious suites with unique food and beverage selections, plus first-class amenities. For details and availability, visit Cubs.com/premier.
Strike to Crawford, a single, and then caught stealing his first time. Foul back.
There was a time when Crawford was with the Phillies and their organization. He was considered, if not their top prospect, one of the top 2 or 3. He's now 25.
He's now 5 for 9 on the spring. Holds that bat high. Takes the pitch low. As we said, great to see John Lackey in camp. World Series ring with the Cubs in 2016. I don't know if he ever really announced his retirement, but took it to the house after 2017. It's fun to be around Johnny. What a competitor.
Yeah, great competitor and had a great career. He's living back in Austin, coaching his kids.
Two balls, 2 strikes. This one hit pretty well to right, but Hayward will drift and make the catch. No problem for Jason.
Yeah, we heard Andy Green in that mic'd up segment talking about Hayward creating the 1-2-3 first inning because of his hustle, cutting the ball off that Crawford hit towards the gap in right center. He got it back in. Crawford held to a single, was caught stealing. And 1-2-3, and the Mariners were out. And we talked about Hayward, how good he is out there in right field.
Kyle Lewis struck out against Lester. Low and in. Yeah, a couple of my favorite Lackey moments. The Cubs clinched in 17 in St. Louis. And, the big post-game celebration in the clubhouse kind of revolved around him. I think a lot of guys knew that it might be his final year. And then I think it was against St. Louis in 17. He gave up a hit. He was backing up home plate, and in the process he was screaming at the home plate umpire for a call.
Yeah,
he missed, and I believe he got ejected during the play.
Yeah, they had been getting into it a little bit prior to that. And as he was racing to back up home, I thought he's going to tackle this guy. I mean, he just had that look.
You said he was multitasking, and we were trying to figure out if you get kicked out before the play ends, are you allowed to actually back up the plate?
Yeah,
I think you're able to complete the play. Man, he was as honest as the day is long, and that's the one thing I think everyone in that clubhouse appreciated about him, is what you saw was what you got. Very generous to the clubhouse attendance, Yeah, very popular teammate. I never had to buy a beverage around him, I'll tell you that. Lewis draws the walk. Here's Vogelbach for the second time. Rizzo will hold the runner, Lewis. Kipnis way out and right against the left-handed batter. Well, that would be the move in the low minor leagues. That'll be banned.
Yeah, left-handed pitcher's going to have to step off the back of the rubber now.
I guess you could do that quick flip toss, right?
Oh, that one there, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kyle.
Nice when they follow the script.
I love it. That's some good television. Wind was blowing out toward right center when the game started. It has calmed down, and runner a little late getting back that time. Lewis. Steve Reich 1-1.
Lewis's body language down at first base is saying that he wants to run, but everything else about him, he's measured a short lead, and as Ryan delivers the pitch, he's kind of leaning back towards first base. I don't think he's getting a very good read on Kyle.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Just beat him, threw it right by him. Up. Foot down late, hands drag.
Nothing, fourth inning. Here it comes. It's outside.
Under the category of what else does Vogelbach remind you of? All those professional softball players that put on an exhibition at the ballpark every now and then, hitting softballs like 450 feet. He's got that look too.
Trying to park that one in right. Hayward at the wall. He makes a catch. Don't know if it would have been a homer, but it would have been close. The multi-gold glover gets out of the inning. We'll talk with Cubs pitching coach Tommy Hotovy next. 0-0.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Great. John Lester today looked really sharp.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's been, you know, he talked about after the last outing just how good he felt. You know, I know the numbers and results weren't what he wanted, but yeah, what we've been working on is you know, we're seeing it, you know, physically. It's manifesting itself in what he's trying to do in his work in between outings, and I think you got a little taste of it today. You know, I think, you know, him just looking more powerful in his delivery, a little bit more up tempo, a little bit more athletic. He's a strong, athletic guy. You know, we're trying to just maximize that a little bit more often and make his delivery a little bit more efficient for him.
Well, I love that when he's 36, but as Mora cranks one to left, and it will go. And the Cubs lead 1-0.
We'll take that.
Yeah. Tommy Hotovy, instant offense.
Yeah, I love it.
On that headset.
But just to finish my point, you know, the idea of a guy who's accomplished so much but still willing to make adjustments.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and you talk about a guy who's been in this game a long time and has pitched a lot of innings, and it's just every once in a while you just need that reminder of just how, you know, powerful and athletic and dynamic he's getting to a point in his career. You know, people say it's, you know, the back end of his career, but he's a workhorse. He's a guy that consistently goes out and gives you, you know, upwards of 200 innings every single season. You can't do that unless you're, you know, take care of yourself, you work hard, and you have all the, you know, all the game plans coming right at me. Right.
Nice catch by Nola.
I love the look of the curveball today, Tommy. Do you think he'll end up using that a little bit more this year? Is there a plan in place to do so?
Yeah, that was a pitch that was effective for him in a lot of different situations last year, and, you know, just didn't use it as much as we probably could have. You know, with a guy who pitches so much off his four-seam and cutter, especially to righties. You know, it's definitely a way to change, you know, change a pace pitch. You know, you saw today, like a lot of the fastballs 91, even some 92s, cutters at 88, 89. So, you know, not a ton of velo separation there, right? A lot of, you know, angle off of each other. So adding that curveball in more often, more consistently is just going to help, you know, I think throttle the hitter a little bit more. He's working on that changeup. I know the changeup was a big pitch, you know, for him a little bit too. So just continuing to pitch, you know, knowing what his strengths are, what he does so well with that four-seam, that angle that he was creating today, like you saw, and that cutter off of it, but able to change the speeds as well.
Is it a tough sell for a guy who's been around as long as he has and has been successful to even suggest, hey, maybe you should throw this pitch a little bit more, or is he completely on board?
No, he's on board. I think, you know, we get to the point now between the conversations we have, what, you know, what Borzy does with his the digging and looking at the pitch data and stuff like that too, and how we kind of all talk together. It's important. It's an important part of like staying unpredictable, sticking with your strengths, doing what you do well, but also finding the right opportunities to throw that pitch, throw that third or fourth, you know, pitch in your arsenal, and really be able to kind of keep hitters off balance, and that's what he does. You know, that gets you, you know, as you know, that gets you that second time, third time through the order. Now you're able to mix pitches in or save a pitch that you know, would have had to use earlier in an outing. Just gives you a little bit more leeway with what you're trying to do.
Quintana and Kimbrel, might we see them soon?
Yeah, I think they're both on the docket. You know, Quintana is going to be starting in 2 days, and Kimbrel should be not far behind them. I think both of those guys looked really good in their live BPs the other day. Quintana, you know, coming off, he had that little flu. You know, we're just trying to make sure that he got his legs under him well, and did kind of like a simulated 2 innings the other day and looked really well. And Kimbrel should be ready to roll here pretty quick as well.
Chris Bryant out to the wall in left center, and he will slide in safely. We had Andy Green mic'd up earlier and mentioned the play Jason Hayward made to keep Crawford to a single in the first inning, and then he made that catch here. I mean, I know the pitchers appreciate his work, but sometimes it does go unnoticed externally, but we try to remind people just how good he is.
Yeah, I mean, everybody saw that last play, the catch in the air, and you know, you see those highlight type plays. But what's even more impressive are the plays like the first one where a ball's hit, you know, a fast runner, you got a chance, he may push two, he cuts that ball off, gets it in quick. Like those plays are enormous. And what happens next? Like, you know, Willie throws a guy out second base. So being able to make those types of plays when we position, when he puts himself in the right, you know, he's so aware of the game situation and what he's trying to do, and understanding, one, John's quick to the plate, Willie's got a cannon back there. If we can keep guys to first base, we can limit those extra bases. It really does a good job for us.
This will be caught on the move. Nice catch by Malik Smith to retire Anthony Rizzo. Tommy, we always appreciate the time. Thanks.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Tommy.
Cubs pitching coach Tommy Hotovy, Albert Almora with a home run, and the Cubs lead this game 1-0 after 4.
Kyle Ryan's day is done. And the baton will be passed to the big righty Trevor McGill. .39 appearances as a minor leaguer last year with a .386 ERA, 87 strikeouts in 16 2/3 innings. A fastball that'll touch 96. So some tough angles. 6'8", Trevor McGill.
Nola, Marmolejos, and Wisdom for Seattle.
Well, that swing was an afterthought.
High fastball 95. Hard to lay off.
We talked about it the other day with these big guys the Cubs have, and they're going to see them all over spring training camps. The perceived velocity has to be even better, right? When you're 6'8", letting it go way out in front with good spin.
Chris Bryant lifted for a pinch runner in the last half inning. That's floated to right, and it'll get down for a hit. Andy Weber now playing third.
Time now for our Toyota home run replay. The official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. At ambush on the first pitch. Albert Almora Jr. goes deep for the second time this spring. We profiled him in our open. He's having a very nice go of it here at Cactus League play.
Corbin Joseph at first for Rizzo. Now Marmolejos outside on a fastball at 96. Fouled straight back.
Cubs took McGill in the Rule 5 draft that this past winter. That means he has to stick on the big league club or be offered back to the Padres.
Referenced earlier, split squad day tomorrow. The Angels come to Mesa. Kyle Hendricks will pitch against Julio Teheran. Alec Mills will get the night start over at Hohokam against the A's and Frankie Montas. We will be back with you on Tuesday here on Marquee Sports Network from Scottsdale against the Rockies. 2-2 count. And we will do it again.
Remember what an outlier Lee Smith was back in the day, coming out of the bullpen. There's a whole bunch of those guys around now.
Well, how about Fergie Jenkins? How many 6'5" pitchers back in the 60s? 6'4", 6'5" now. Doesn't seem that tall, does it?
No, that's
well, he's 6'7",
kind of
6'8".
the norm. Yeah.
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 Nolan Ryan listed at 6'2", 170. Now, 170 sounds a little light.
Yeah,
it might have been when he was
more,
20.
I would say 190-ish.
High fly ball. Almora with the sunglasses on. So it's Wisdom with 1 out. Thinking of some other Hall of Fame greats. Tom Seaver, 6'1", 195. Bob Gibson, 6'1", 189.
I would have had Gibson a little taller. That surprises me. He pitched taller.
Catfish, 6 feet, 190. All about the same in terms of build. Seaver had those huge legs.
Yeah, it's a little drop and drive. Back knee would touch the dirt.
Tried to curve him. It's 1-0. Dwight Gooden, 6'2", 190. Again, right in the middle of that mix. Another ball in the air. Almora really struggling with the sun, and he's got it. 2 down.
Cub fans, join the Cubs season ticket holder waiting list today to claim your spot in our lineup for season tickets. It's easy and it's free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waiting list. Period! Exclamation point.
Babe Ruth was a good pitcher early. 6'2", 215.
And he was a mountain of a man.
Yeah, he was a monster
back in the day.
Two 2-0 on Smith. Lefty named Jim Deshaies, 6'4", 222.
6'4" is still accurate. 222 is. We need to make an adjustment there.
Are you down to 218? 210. Base hit to right. Another Jason Hayward moment. Because of that good, accurate arm. Mariners not sending Nola to third.
And you know, 2 outs, you're going to be a little more cautious. But even with 1 out, that's probably not a go situation for Nola with Hayward's arm out there.
Donovan Walton, Oklahoma State product. His dad is still the pitching coach there, Rob. Josh Holliday's a head coach. That's Matt's brother. Right two. One nothing in the fifth. 2 on, 2 out. Swing and a miss. Strike three. McGill gets out of it with no runs allowed. Probably one more plate appearance for the main guys. Javier Baez has reached twice. 1-0. And the big swinger, Cubs bench coach Andy Green mic'd up for us on this Sunday afternoon.
Nice job, Will.
Love good outfield positioning.
Oh, you're right here. Just looking for you down there at your post. You're down here? I like that.
I did it down there the first year. I gotta be by my coach.
Off on an island by yourself when that happens. Oh gosh. Backdoor cutter?
Something backed up.
Cambio?
Something like a back up. Back up. Back up.
That a cutter right there?
Thanks to Andy Green for being mic'd up today. Two and one to Baez. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Javi. Pretty good coaching and managerial career in terms of experience. As Baez sends one high and deep to center, it is gone on the berm. Cubs lead 2-0.
That is an impressive swing of the bat right there to hit a ball that far when you hit it that high. That was a towering blast. Everybody up on their feet in the stands. An ovation for Baez. High fives all the way around. Let's see, trying to go down and away, and that ball just drifts right into his power. Look at the torque. The hip rotation, the big high finish. You see a ball go that high. And the center fielder, he thought maybe Smith thought that he'd have a play on that one, but no chance. Need to put
Fans
some
going
spikes on
after it.
out there. Well, this will be fun. Who wants it? Who wants it?
Somebody caught it. Nick Wisdom.
Everybody, nobody wants to look away from the ball to see where anybody else is on the field. So it's every man for himself here. Pitcher is usually supposed to be directing traffic to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm not so sure that Anderson didn't lose sight of the ball.
Contreras swats one into center.
Those were just 2 runs, but they're having a very nice day at the plate, taking all these walks. There's been some hard outs, a couple of long balls.
Donnie DeWeese will run for Wilson. Kipnis whacks that ball into right center. Deweese on his way to third. He's going to try to score. Relay throw will not be made. 3-0. I'm giving him an RBI double. There was a bobble out there.
Why not?
Spring training.
Kipnis had a couple of opportunities. First 2 times up with the bases loaded. Failed to come through. This time he delivers. Solid single slash double. Venable, once he saw the mishandle in the outfield, started cranking that right arm, sending Donnie Deweese all the way around to score.
Still only 1 out. Liner to left. Almora is out. Again, he's hit the ball hard 3 times today. Daniel Descalso. Off the end of the bat, that number knocked down by Crawford. Everybody's safe. It's a hit for Descalso. And they're at the corners for Ian Miller.
Ian Miller.
Miller has struck out twice, looking in the second, swinging in the fourth. Ball 1. Second inning of work for Cody Anderson.
Hey, remember that the other day we had that bet and I owe you a quarter?
Yeah.
Want to go double or nothing?
Well, I need to know what the bet is.
The bet is, can you tell me the nickname of the Wagner College athletic program?
So I only win if I give you the right name?
It's not really a bet, is it?
The Warriors.
Good. I see you're going with the alliteration. Wagner Warriors. Yeah, I like it. Now they're the Seahawks.
Wouldn't have gone there. There's a Seattle connection, though. Miller runs well. Crawford picks it up, throws late. 4-0. RBI infield hit for Ian Miller.
Yeah, some solid contact early. Now a couple of softies here contributing to this big inning. Infield hit Descalso, and then this little slow roller by Miller with his speed coming out of that left-handed batter's box. Would have been a spectacular play to get him. He gets up to top speed in a hurry, and Miller does.
That'll bring up Andy Weber. Came on to pinch run for Bryant in the fourth, and now playing third. Cubs' 5th round pick 2 years ago. Spent last year with the Midwest League champions South Bend Cubs.
It's a UVA product.
Base hit left field. Descalso trying to score, going to be a play. He is out. Marmolejos from left gets him, but the Cubs put up 3 runs, highlighted by a leadoff blast to center from Javier Baez. It's 4-0 after 5.
A plane was out there at bats, and Len and I were talking. I said, it can't be easy for a veteran. You might prefer to face a guy with a couple of Cy Youngs in his back pocket that at least you know what he throws or how he goes about it than a kid you've never seen before.
No, that's super fair. You know, that's just kind of the nature of the beast. You know, being fortunate enough to stick around in the game for a little bit. You know, Kipnis and I were talking before the game on the line where we're getting loose. You know, not knowing that many guys over there, if anybody, we knew Vogelbach and Malik Smith as far as their names, but other than that, you know, these are new guys, you know, coming in the game and making a name for themselves. So yeah, it's definitely harder when you don't know what a guy has, you don't know how his ball is going to move, this and that. But that's the nature of the beast of spring training.
We were showering you with praise for your defense today, and yes, it's spring training, but there are about 3 or 4 plays you made. People are going to use the highlight reel catch on the warning track, but you know, just cutting balls off, keeping guys to singles, not doubles, hitting the cutoff man with accurate throws. I don't even know if I have a question. just really impressive, Jason. That's all. I mean, it's spring training game, and you know, we never ever say, you know, oh, that was a bad throw or an ill-advised throw, or even on the bases, an ill-advised maneuver in terms of your base running.
Oh, I appreciate it, fellas. It's just one of those things. Obviously, you want to get ready at the plate and get your body ready, get your hands ready, hand-eye and whatnot. But on defense, it's another thing. You know, you're going out there and you want to react to the hitters, some of the new hitters, some of the pitchers on your team that are new. You want to get used to them, but you also just want to play the game the right way. Hustle on and off the field, go after the ball the right way, try and hit the cutoff, make the right plays, and be heads up. You know, Rossi, our manager, you know, he's said one thing. Obviously, you come into spring training, you want to get ready. Some things are going to be new early on, but you want to be thinking the game and thinking the right way, competing the right way.
The other day I saw you on one of the side fields. I think it was Post was out there with you, and he was doing kind of an underhand soft toss drill. You know, is that just mechanical work, or because you're hitting out of the field, you're not in a cage, you're hitting. Right. Is there good feedback when you're hitting it into an open field, or does that not matter?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing about that is getting feedback on the swing, gaining some timing, gaining some effort level. That was my first time doing it this spring. Just getting out there, seeing ball flight, seeing how much effort you want to put in to your swings, because in the cage, of course, everything's condensed. You know, it's pretty simple. Hit the balls through the back of the middle of the cage, and you want to take that on the field and let that be an extension of your work. But Willie and I just got some early work in on a day where we didn't have a game.
Last thing, congratulations. Exactly 10 years of Major League service time. That's a nice milestone.
Oof, I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted at all. But it's a lot of fun. You know, playing the game. Rather be nowhere else in Chicago or Wrigley. We got a great group of guys this year. Looking forward to it.
Hey, thanks for the time,
Thanks,
Jason.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Jason Hayward from the Cubs dugout. 2-0 the count from Manuel Rodriguez, and
not a good sign when the trainer jogs out.
Nick Frangella heading out with David Ross.
Stay in this ball game.
No. He's grabbing his arm near the elbow. Former Mariners broadcaster Ron Fairley, who had a 21-year big league playing career. Ron passed away last October. Longtime Dodger. To start his career, he appeared in 4 World Series, later a 2-time All-Star, spent 50 years in the game, including broadcasting work with the Angels, the Giants, and most notably the Mariners.
Yeah, I remember Ron playing for the expansion Expos in '69. He also played for the expansion Blue Jays. He was a highly touted prospect out of USC, you know, a school that has brought a lot of guys to the big leagues. But he was one of the first guys to come out of USC and really a very good major league career. Spent very little time in the minor leagues. He was up with the Dodgers in the late 50s. I think he was 19.
So Stinnett taking a few extra throws here to make sure he's ready to go. And just thinking about, sure, Ron did fairly well in his career, but he played 21 years in the major leagues, right? 1958 to 1978. Some of these numbers are not necessarily spot on, but they're close. As a 20-year-old with the Dodgers, he made $8,000, 1959.
It's good bank.
Right at the end of his, so 1966, he's 27, right in the middle of his career. He made $34,000 as a Dodger, and then $125,000 his final year, 1978. So comparatively for the time, right, he made a lot of money, but 21-year career around now, with some extra zeros.
That's why you go into broadcasting.
That's right.
He, he had the record for most games played prior to making his first All-Star team until Nick Markakis beat it last year.
Swing and a miss by Kyle Lewis. Cubs lead 4-0 here in the sixth. The pitch low and away.
Jake Stinnett is 27, 6'4", 205. He was a second-round pick in 2014 for the Cubs. Mostly at Double-A the last 2 or 3 years.
Lifted to right. This could drop. It will. And a run will not score. And he acted at third. Put up the stop sign.
Folks, don't miss your chance to experience spring training here at beautiful Sloan Park. Tickets are still available. Plenty of games left this spring. To purchase your tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Vogelbach with men at the corners. And one out. Ball one. Jacob deGrom worked today for the first time. 3 scoreless innings over in the Grapefruit League. All right.
Yeah.
Right now, moving forward, I could offer you deGrom or Syndergaard. You can only have one. What do you want?
deGrom.
I'll offer you deGrom or Cole moving forward. Mariners on the board. Vogelbach with an RBI hit.
I was afraid you were going to ask that question. Because I don't know the answer.
Now, the deGrom Syndergaard question, I suppose I could qualify it a little bit more. As Vogelbach will leave for a pinch runner. Mitch Ney. Thusly.
Okay.
Not just this year, I'm saying for the rest of their careers. Syndergaard's 27. deGrom is going to be 32 in June. So that might change the math a little,
sure
right?
It does, yes. Absolutely. Those are great questions, Len. I guess do the finances matter? I guess they're all good. You have to take Garrett Cole's contract. He's making what 30 million plus over the next 10 years. 9 years. Yeah.
Invariably, when I get asked those kinds of questions by you and others, I say, you go first. I'll pick whoever you don't want. And then I get a really good player, and I don't get dinged for choosing him.
Yeah, well, and that's the challenge for front offices, right? When you whether it's through trade or in the free agent market, when you decide to pursue these guys, trying to project what they're going to do over the next X number of years. And now the bar's got set so high for these elite guys. It used to be with pitchers, you know, clubs didn't want to go beyond 3 years, let alone now we're seeing 6-year deals, 8-year deals, and now 10-year deals. But to get the best of the best, you've got to really extend yourself, knowing full well that towards the end of that contract, you're not going to be getting value. It's what happens in the interim that really matters. So that's where all the studies, you know, the biomechanics, and looking at guys' deliveries and trying to understand the body and the stresses of it, and trying to project which body type, which delivery type, whatever, the DNA testing, 23andMe or whatever it's called. See, this guy's got a Cro-Magnon ancestor who threw rocks for 100 years and never broke down. We need that guy.
Pitcher and catcher will discuss.
There's been some pushback, right? The clubs have talked about trying to wire guys up to kind of study their mechanics and how it affects their body, and kind of try to read where there are stresses and where there are potential injuries. But the players are kind of hesitant to buy into that because, well, yeah, you may help me avoid injury, but you may also detect a flaw that would prevent me from signing a multi-year deal. One of the hardest things to pin down in this game. Why do certain guys get hurt and others not? I always circle back to Mark Pryor when we have this conversation. When Mark came into the league, scouts would say, hey, this guy's got the perfect body, the perfect delivery.
And that may have all been true.
Yeah, and he still got hurt.
Three-2. Only going to get one here. That's the sure out at first. So 2 away. And it will bring up Marmolejos. Nothing in one, the count. Wind has picked up, blowing out towards center field. We don't complain about the weather out here. ... However, earlier this week the wind was blowing in, and it was cold.
I was complaining. I apologize, folks, but I was grousing.
2 bouncer to second. Play made by Robel Garcia. Mariners get 1. It's 4-1 in the 6th.
At 6 network. That's 6 p.m. That's must-see TV, folks.
We got to get in on that at some point.
Yeah.
I want to see you go at it with Lou.
I just come for the snacks.
Former Cub Carl Edwards Jr. We saw him the other day in Peoria.
Carl, yeah, traded away to the Padres last year and has moved along to the M's. Just 22 times. A rough year for him. Ended up posting an 8.47 ERA in 17 innings. Looking to get back on track.
Corbin Joseph takes strike one. We often speak of the fleeting nature of success and kind of the cohesion of a team, and we saw Justin Grimm earlier this week. We've seen Edwards, all these guys who were part of the World Series champions, retired John Lackey. One thing, even after you win it all, you know, is that next year it's not going to be exactly the same in terms of the roster makeup. And
no, that's why he sees the opportunity when the window is open. And that's the challenge that the Cubs front office has talked about a lot this offseason, about trying to keep this, window of opportunity for winning a championship open as long as possible. So many guys potentially free agents after the 21 season.
Well, because of a lot of youth on that 16 club, 4 years later, there still are a lot of guys on this roster. Rizzo and Bryant, Hayward and Lester and Schwarber. Can't count the manager. He was a player on that roster. Hendricks. Joseph draws the leadoff walk.
Yeah, and there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding a lot of those guys. Kyle Hendricks, however, signed that 4-year deal last March, as a matter of fact. So, he's likely to be a part of it for a good while going forward.
Short, swings and misses. Down the right field line, and it'll land foul, untouched.
I know, right? Give it a fuck in my gut real quick.
Hey, Harry Carey was born on this date 106 years ago. March 1st, 1914. Harry Christopher Carabina. Born 25 years ago on this date, Adbert Alzolay. Happy birthday to Adbert.
Johnny.
Bunch of changes for the Mariners defensively, and we'll generally get them to you as the ball is hit in their direction. Mitch Ney came on as a pinch runner for Vogelbach. He's at first base. If he has a sister who gets married, I guess it would be Ney, right?
Ney, formerly.
Yes.
Ney. Did you say Mitch Ney?
N-A-Y.
Oh, I thought it was Mitch May. Ney, yeah.
Runner goes. Called a strike. Throw to second. Out. Brian O'Keefe, the catcher, nabbing Joseph. And 2 outs on the strikeout. Throw him out.
Yeah, I think they would start the base runner, hope for contact, and just didn't pan out. Called strike 3, and Joseph out fairly easily at second base.
Robel Garcia takes a curve outside. Slightly obstructed view. Curve strike.
One of the good things about this ballpark, if you want sun, you can go out there on the berm and bask all you want. And the seating area, there's plenty of shade. They're definitely basking.
14,804, the paid crowd.
I wonder if anybody has a boom box out there with some tunes going. Is that permissible?
I would say discouraged. I think you invoke the Bobby Cox rule. With headphones, it's okay. 2-2.
It will be curious to see what becomes of Carl Edwards Jr. if he's able to bounce back. That good lively fastball with that cutting action and a curveball. Command has always been an issue.
A roller to the second baseman Cowan, and that'll do it. To the 7th inning comes.
Hey, welcome back to the 7th. The Cubs lead the Mariners 4-1. Own a piece of Cubs history. As part of the Cubs' efforts to restore and modernize Wrigley Field, several sections of seats have been removed. These seats are now available to purchase in sets of 2. Visit Cubs.com/seat sale for more information. That guy's out. No, he's not.
He's resting his eyes.
Yeah, here's to you.
Cheers. Wyatt Short.
This is our third look at Wyatt Short here this spring. Last year in the minor leagues, 43 appearances, 5-4 with a 2.95 earned run average. Most of that time was spent at AA Tennessee. He was a Southern League All-Star.
Tim Lopes takes one in the dirt. Mentioned Lopes had a 5-for-5 4-double game earlier this week.
Yeah, and he had a good game against the Cubs a couple days prior to that 5-hit game.
So he is 6 for 11 with 5 doubles and 6 knocked in. Fly to right, Donnie Deweese. For some reason I want to call him Wheezy.
You got him, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm guessing they call him DD or Double D, but Wheezy would Yeah, definitely the way to go.
Jared Kelnick now playing left, swing and a miss. Isabel Sanford, right?
Played Weezy.
Nice.
2-1.
It's the first year that Short has been invited to Major League spring training. Coming off that All-Star campaign at Tennessee.
All right, I got to call a sartorial foul on that. I'm sure fine gentlemen. You can't do the two-team thing. Can't.
No?
No.
He's letting all his loyalties be known.
No.
There's a Rockies and
No,
a Bills.
no.
It's two different sports. He's covering everything. I thought you were going to call out the Mariners for the powder blue with the gray pants.
No, that's fine. I can live with that. You can find us on Twitter if you'd like to chime in. I don't know what the guys in the truck think, but that's, you got to pick a lane. I suppose if the colors matched, you might be able to get away with it, but and I'm not even saying though the Bills t-shirt and a Bills cap.
That would be okay.
But
would that be too much?
if you're going with a logoed shirt with a team on it, you got to go a pretty plain cap. I can't really argue with the shirt. Are you okay with fans of neither team participating in that particular game and wearing a jersey from another sport?
Yeah. All right,
it's a little odd, but at least if it's in like the town, like if a guy's wearing a Blackhawks jersey at a Cubs game in April, that works.
People need to represent.
Jared Cowan. Short with a good effort, but came up short. Base hit for Cowan. Now a look at our upcoming schedule, brought to you by First Midwest Bank, helping you build business momentum. This is our Marquee Sports Network broadcast schedule this week. Tuesday in Scottsdale, Wednesday in Goodyear, Thursday, Friday here, including the White Sox and Cubs. Back in Goodyear on Saturday against the Indians. We had a little Twitter feedback. Kendall says I can make the exception to the two-sport rule if it's the same city. Cubs hat Bears jersey, for example. That's pushing it, but I'll allow it. Swing and a miss, Julio Rodriguez. Okay,
there you go.
Still a little. The Cubs shirt is subtle. No, I'm a tough grader. Rodriguez way up in the air, and he is out. In fact, the umpires called the infield fly rule, even though Cuevas made the catch.
Yeah, that rule, the infield fly rule, is to protect the base runners.
Yep. Shallow enough for them to call it.
Yeah, the idea being that if the infielder were to drop the ball and put the base runner in a disadvantage where he could be forced or a double play could be turned, so they call the automatic out. And the base runners there's no peril for the base runner. They can advance it at their own risk. So the ball out into the outfield, and we had one the other day that wasn't in the air very long. It was kind of a little looping floater that they called it on. I was a little bit surprised because that ball got down. I think the base runners would have been able to advance easily. I don't think there was any jeopardy there. But that's just a judgment call and not an easy call sometimes for the umpires. It's probably the safe call for the umpire to make.
Softly rolled. Garcia will have to charge, and he got him. And we have hit the 7th inning stretch from Mesa. Here's Yohan Ramirez for the Mariners in the 7th.
He's a hard chunking right-hander who pitched 27 times last year, made 15 starts, won 4, lost 7, and had a 3.99 ERA. 6 innings, 158 strikeouts. I've seen a lot of big arms here in spring training.
Ooh. Okay, same sport, 2 different teams.
I would have had you twisted up in knots, man, when I was a kid. My favorite shirt is a plain white sweatshirt. And then back in the day, we had these things called iron-ons.
Yeah, right. So you put a bunch of logos on it.
My mom
that's okay.
She ironed on every major league logo onto the sweatshirt.
That's the matchup tomorrow, Cubs and Angels. Deweese fouls. Yeah, I mean, I had Houston Oilers pajamas, even though I don't think I rooted for them at all. Just looked cool.
Oh boy.
I'm fine with that, Bill, because a Cubs fan could very easily come down to spring training and go watch a Giants-Reds game. Full count. He walked him. So your issue with the Mariners look is if you're going to go the baby blue jerseys, do the same with the pants, right?
Or maybe white pants. I don't know. Sure, I'm buying the powder blue and gray look. Not horrible. The only uniform that has really offended me over the many years is that really dark, muddy one that the Diamondbacks wear.
And they're not wearing that anymore.
Well, I told them over and over again. They finally listened.
I didn't mind the color of the uniform as much as there was they had the dark lettering, so you couldn't make out any names and numbers. Perfect bunt. Trent Jimbroni. Look at this. Sat right on the chalk in front of the bag. Where's Lenny Randle?
And Lenny famously got down on his hands and knees and tried to blow one foul. They've talked a lot about him this spring. He's got speed and power. He had 23 home runs last year. He's gotten deep here this spring, and now shows you this aspect of his game.
Two on, no outs. It's Cuevas. That gets away. Runners will move up.
Going wild pitch or pass ball on that one?
Probably flip a coin.
Yeah.
It was kind of a tweener. Past pitch. Infield in. Called strike. They're all over the place now. See how you notice it. Great work by our camera crew. Director Todd Benjaminson. Over breaker 1-2. Well, guys get traded mid-season and have an equipment bag of their previous team, and that usually very quickly gets replaced. About mixing brands of athletic attire again. Well, the shoe, I think shoes would be the exception. I'm okay with Nike sweats and Adidas shoes. Runners will stay put. Throw goes to first. Now Higgins with his first at bat today. P.J. Higgins.
Higgins has made an impression this spring. We've seen him on the infield and behind the plate. Makes some good solid contact.
That's with the infield pulled in. Called strike from Ramirez. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Yeah, now the hard work begins. Down 2 strikes. You really want to emphasize contact here with a man on third base. All likelihood contact play is on here. Choke up and just be short and quick to the ball. Punch it to right center.
He got him. Big strikeout for Ramirez. Now the infield can move back with 2 gone. The Stadium brings you live news coverage of Chicago sports from every angle, including game highlights, interviews, and social media reactions. Tune in to the Stadium every weekday at 5 p.m. on Marquee Sports Network. The catcher, Amaya.
Might as well go up there looking slider. He's throwing a boatload of them. He called for a slider. Now he's going to perhaps change his mind. Nope.
It gets down. A couple runs will score, and hopefully everybody's all right. Good effort out there by Rodriguez. The right fielder, Cowan, from second base, gets up slowly. That'll be a 2-run single for Miguel Amaya, and it's 6-1.
That was a bunt single after a walk, and now this little flare, this is a little meek pop-up into shallow right. Rodriguez coming hard, certainly in position to make a play on it, and just whiffed on it. But he did have to go a long way. A tough sky.
Andy Weber looks at a ball. The Cubs looking to end a 3-game losing streak here in the Cactus League. Foul tip.
See the difference? Get nobody at third now, though. Right? Doesn't matter.
Downstairs. 98 from Ramirez. Short lead by Amaya. 2-1 serve. Weber waits on a 3-1. It's on its way. A riser out of the zone. Ball 4. Here comes Pete Woodworth, the pitching coach, before Joseph bats. Stuff not a concern for Ramirez. It's harnessing it.
Yeah, he's kind of struggled with his command a little bit. He has had some misfortune in this inning. And I'm sure he thought he was out of the inning when he got that pop-up off the bat of Amaya. But 2 walks in the inning, certainly not going to help his cause.
First and second, 2 runs in. And the pitch to Joseph, knocked down by O'Keefe. That is low. I mentioned Ron Fairley passing away in October. We also lost Eric Cooper at just 52. Longtime Major League umpire. That gets through the legs of the catcher. Runners advance.
Yeah, not pretty baseball from the M's here. On the bottom of the 7th. Something to not be able to handle that spiked fastball, but the breaking ball, you really would be expected to knock that one down.
Bases loaded. That'll be it. Here comes Scott Service. Eric Cooper was behind the plate for 3 no-hitters. 2 by Mark Burley, including the perfect game. The other one by Hideo Nomo. Cooper, an Iowa native. Dyson Arias, right-hander, 23 years old, 6'1", 160.
Boy, that 1.15 ERA will get your attention, as will that strikeout to walk ratio. Deepa. Good little slide ball.
Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think if you're Zach Short here and I'm just playing a guessing game, I'm looking middle away. A lot of young pitchers just not comfortable, bases loaded, pitching inside, don't want to make a mistake in there. And back away. Focus outer half. The hitters will tell you sometimes they look pitch, sometimes they look location.
Well, 2-2. Short with the bases full. Cubs leading 6-1.
Good pass out.
Alive.
And the target is sent away. Looked like he was ready for it. Looking out there. Just didn't quite get there in time.
He blew it past him. Cubs do get 2, however, on the bloop hit from Amaya. We go to the 8th. It's now 6-1 for the home team.
People will always
6-1 Cubs lead late, and our game summary is brought to you by Wintrust, proud legacy partner of the Chicago Cubs and exclusive home of Cubs checking. Jon Lester was sharp, 3 scoreless innings in his second outing of the spring. The Cubs have left the bases loaded now 3 different times, and they have stranded 12 in the game, but they've had a lot of traffic and 2 homers, Almora and Baez. Let's hear from Big John on his second outing of the spring.
Yeah, today was a lot better. Just was able to kind of take what we worked on prior to last game and then into my bullpen, and then just kind of finally got it into a kind of in a higher intensity mode, I guess, just in that when you get a little bit of the adrenaline and you're facing guys that you're trying to get out, and being able to control that and stay within it was a lot better today. And it showed with just how crisp my pitches were today compared to the other day.
I feel like you're a guy that's going to pitch one more to contact this. And knowing that you need that defense behind you to really be out.
No, I mean, I always try to pitch to getting the guy out as quick as I can. You know, I think there's like 2 different ways of pitching to contact, as far as like when you have stuff to just throw it more halves or more middle, as opposed to when you don't have, you know, the 95s anymore or the 97s, to where you have to be in quadrants. You know, I'm still pitching to contact. I just want weaker contact, and but I'm still trying to pitch to those quadrants as much as I can, because you're not going to get away with the half balls as much as I used to. And so there's going to be days where, you know, like the other day, I'm just missing, and you're going to have a few walks in there where you have to pitch around guys to move on to the next guy to start over. And it's more kind of strategic as opposed to just here it is and hit. So, you know, we'll just make adjustments as we go, and there'll be teams that don't swing and miss a lot and don't strike out a lot, that you have to, you know, maybe you spend a little bit more time on the plate with those guys and maybe get them swinging early, and then maybe you can expand after that. But, you know, that'll all kind of dictate from game to game.
I'm curious to get your thoughts on John talking about quadrants and, you know, the contact part of it.
Yeah, so basically he's broadening his focus a little bit. He's saying, instead of just trying to hit, you know, the corner at the bottom of the knees, those real edge pitches, he said, I'm not getting those half balls. You know, so if you got an umpire that's going to give you the borderline pitches, you can kind of pitch that way. Just try to pick away at the corners. His point being, you know, I can't always do that. So you just kind of you break the strike zone into 4 quadrants, up and away and down and in, to both left and right-handed hitters, and you try to pitch to those quadrants. So you're changing the hitter's eye level. You're making them aware of in, out, up, and down, and being a little bit more aggressive, throwing the ball over the plate a little bit more. He talks about halves or thirds as opposed to just right on the edges. So I think part of the strategy this year is because he does have such good command, and you do see in certain games where he goes out there, he's just living on the edges, and the umpire's right there with him. He's calling those borderline pitches, and he just dominates. There are other games where the umpires aren't giving him those borderline pitches, so you know you have to be more aggressive, and you're better off being aggressive early, I think is the point. Throw 0-0 strike, and then you can expand. But if you're picking early and you're not getting the calls, now you have to throw it over in a hitter's count, and that becomes a dangerous situation. And that's why when we were talking with Tommy, I brought up the curveball, because I think that becomes a huge weapon for him if he can just flip that 0-0 curveball up there for strike 1. Guys generally don't go up there looking for that pitch. It's almost like you're stealing a strike.
Ground ball handled by short. Mitch May is retired. For those tuning in for the Ernie Banks documentary, More Than Mr. Cub, The Life of Ernie Banks, it will follow our broadcast. So keep it right here on Marquee Sports Network. Ryan O'Keefe, the Mariners catcher. Eighth inning, 6-1 Cubs.
So it's righty Caleb Simpson working now, signed as a minor league free agent this offseason after 6 years in the Giants organization. Missed a couple seasons due to injury. Came back and pitched 34 times last year in relief. He's done nothing but relief throughout his professional career.
Hands went through, so did the barrel, according to Jerry Davis.
Sure did.
You walked him. A little trivia?
Yeah.
He was the two-time reigning Major League hits champion.
Two-time reigning Major League hits. The last two seasons.
Last two seasons, this guy,
this gentleman,
has led the majors in hits. 192 in 2018 and 206 last year.
Merrifield?
Got it.
Huh.
Whit Merrifield of the Royals. Yep. You win the prize.
What do I win?
I don't
Points? 10 points. And I can trade him in at the end for a stuffed toy. A low 3/4 slide ball that Simpson features. So we talked earlier about predictability of injury. Now this is a guy that, you know, back in the day, scouts would watch him pitch and say, "Wow, man, that arm angle, kind of cranking on that slider the way he does."
Runner goes, and they will not worry about him.
They would argue that that's an injury waiting to happen, and he has, as I mentioned, dealt with some significant arm problems. But again, I just don't know. I don't know that the assumptions we used to make about what a delivery looked like and what was healthy and what wasn't. I'm not sure I buy any of that anymore. Used to be a guy would throw a lot of sliders and guys would be in the other dugout screaming, "Your arm's going to fall off." Jesse Orosco did it till he's 46 or whatever.
2-2 on Bishop. That'll roll foul to third. Yeah, you nailed it. Jesse Orosco was 46 when he pitched his final game.
I believe, is he still the all-time leader in games pitched?
1,252. That's a base hit to right. They're going to try to score the run. Here comes the throw to the plate. Going to be close. Safe. Ball got out of the glove of Amaya. Rolls to the backstop. It's now 6-2.
And this slider stays on the plate, doesn't have much action. Inside out swing, shoots it to right field. That's Donnie Deweese out there. Got the ball in pretty good shape. He'll be charged with an error here as this ball gets away from Amaya. Bishop, who has good speed, never quit on the play, made it all the way to third base. That's the play we were talking about the other day when we were talking about discussing team errors, and it's a tough error on an outfielder when he makes a throw home like that, and a bang play. The catcher tries to make a sweep tag and the ball gets away. The back runner advances, so the official scorer has to justify that advancement some way, and you get hung with a throwing error.
Lopes cuts and misses. That's why error totals can be deceiving. Some guys might not make a throw like that, right? With a 6-1 lead, thinking, yeah, you know,
yeah,
want to throw one away.
I think probably the right play there is just to throw the ball back in and keep the back runner out of scoring position. But the same token, he had a shot at him.
Base hit again. It's 6-3. Lopes knocks in Bishop.
A lot of scouts are going to leave the Cactus League this spring with a very high opinion of Tim Lopes. He's a good-looking player.
Jared Kelnick. Runner takes off, throw to second, safe. Pretty aggressive for the Mariners here in a regular season game, trailing by 5 going into the 8th. You wouldn't be stealing bases, but they're 2 for 2 here in the inning.
Yeah, no, a lot of it's just show me what you can do in spring training. A manager will tell his young guys, just go ahead and open up the toolkit, show me what you're capable of. Don't worry too much about game situation stuff.
Jared Kelnick, a Midwesterner, is from Waukesha, Wisconsin. Sixth overall pick of the Mets, 2018.
Hey, he's only 20. He's already played at Double-A ball. He had 21 games there last year.
Got him in the Jay Bruce deal prior to 2019. Runner at third now.
Whoa.
We'll call that a wild pitch.
Yeah, Amaya did well just to get some leather on that one.
Baseball Prospectus has him as the #7 prospect in the game. Bouncer backing up Joseph. He'll take it to the bag. Mariners get 2. It's 6-3 Cubs. Cubs trying to play a little add-on. 6-3 here in the 8th inning.
That's sharp cheese, though. That's 98 elevated.
We apologize for our technical difficulties, but we're back. Two and two. Club foul to right.
Yeah.
Got a hand down, not a glove.
Ball dude got caught flat-footed down there. Late in the day, was not anticipating any action.
Full count to Garcia.
We'll be hunching heater here.
Bat waggle, and it takes a pretty good pitch for strike 3.
Yeah, I think, you know, guys throws 98. You're looking fastball there. Garcia likes to hit the fastball to begin with, so that's one of those situations where if he's able to find the zone with a breaking ball, all credit to him.
Deweese. And has scored twice. Came on to run for Contreras in the 5th. Walked and scored in the 7th. Lazy fly to right, and it'll get down. Nothing lazy in the sun. Deweese racing into 3rd with a triple. 19-year-old Julio Rodriguez just lost that ball in the sun, could not make the play.
Yeah, and he was in no hurry to get up and pursue it once he lost it. I mean, you empathize with him with the sun. It's very difficult out there. You can see he's fighting it the whole way, and down he goes, and not really quick to respond. But Bishop, the center fielder, was.
Infield in with Jimbroni coming up. They did give him a triple. Ball 1. Missed up and in. 98. Foul tip. 2-2. Drawn in infield. 2-2 on Jambroni. The pitch. Foul. Just foul. Almost hit it over the bag.
Cubs have out hit him 12-9 here this afternoon. A couple of long balls. Baez and Almora. Number 2 on the spring for both of those guys. Here we go again. I got the ball.
This time caught by Cowan, the second baseman. A tag and a run. 7-3. Jambroni will get an RBI on the sac fly.
That's called help the manager run right there, boy.
That's a heck of a catch by Cowan. He had a long way to go, looking back over his shoulder into the bright sky. Beautifully done and good base running.
Cuevas fouls to the top of the screen. Drilled to center. Bishop makes the catch, and we go to the 9th inning. It's the Cubs 7 and the Mariners 3.
Bonds actually did it twice. Well, I guess you could argue 3 times. He won back-to-back with the Pirates in '92 and '93. Then he won 4 in a row with the Giants. Oscar De La Cruz, 34 appearances, 11 starts last year, 5-5 with a .364. Oscar's ready, man. Gets the ball back. Looking in for the sign. Ready to rock and roll. Doesn't want to waste any time out there. Be the Predator on the attack. Been in the organization since 2012.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to get Cowan.
That's the way you do it. In mind with the glove up high, wanted the elevated fastball. De La Cruz was able to hit his spot.
Here's the youngster Rodriguez. Line shot, base hit to left. Remember this name, Julio Rodriguez. He turned 19 on December 29th. He was born in 2000. Here he is in a spring training big league game.
As my old partner Milo Hamilton used to say, he's big enough to go to work. Whatever the heck that means.
Bunted by Alan Hansen, foul.
Bop. Hansen has tremendous speed.
Fouled back.
Oscar made the transition from starter to reliever last year. Which at both single-A Myrtle Beach and double-A Tennessee.
.22 hits combined.
Almost as many pitchers.
Yeah, we've seen a bunch. And a couple of bounces. Throw to first late. Good effort by Weber.
Yeah, with Hansen going down the line, there wasn't much of a chance. He did everything right. There's too much speed.
Andy Weber at third. So 2 on for Mitch. Nope. Who is this?
Somebody different.
It is Cal Raleigh. Ground ball, see if they can turn it. 4, 6, 3, double play. Cubs win. Cubs win. Final score. Cubs 7, Mariners 3. And we'll have more from Sloan Park in a moment.
You're watching